Welcome back to the Bear Down Podcast on NCAA Football 14, guys, where it's all about everything Arkansas A&M. Our Black Bears rolling big right now, 6-0 on the season, the number one team in the nation, coming off a big win against TCU. Getting ready for the rivalry week, man. Arkansas State is up next, but in today's video, we're going to take a look at season stats, the recruiting board, man. We've got some big names on our board that have already committed. Also, we're going to take a look at the rankings, and plays of the week are back this week, man. So get excited, fellas. If you haven't yet, make sure you smash that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're brand new. So we kicked off the month of October in a big way. A big W against Texas Tech, 56-20. Just a dominating performance by both sides of the ball. And that continued against TCU, 56-37. Back-to-back weeks dropping 56 points. Offense is looking great. Gabe Perez is playing out of his mind this year. Only thing is, man, we got to get this run game going. The run game has been very pedestrian to start the season through the first 6 games. We'll take a look at the stats here in a few minutes. I don't know if it's play calling on the coaching staff side or if it's just our offensive line isn't open up enough running lanes for these backs. But we definitely got to get that going. The passing game looks great. Even though we get off to sluggish starts in the first quarter, we're able to turn things up in the second and going into the second half. And like I mentioned before, Gabe Perez is playing out of his mind this year. He is the number one QB in the country as far as passing yards, 1,991 yards, 17 touchdowns with 3 interceptions. He can make any throw on the football field, and he is doing that. And he's limiting his turnovers, which is a great look for us. He is finding all his weapons. He's not just focusing on one or two. He's spreading the ball around. You'll see that here in a few minutes. I am a little nervous. With Craig Washington leaving early last year, I think we could be set up for another situation like that this year with Gabe Perez. On the ground, this is what I was talking about earlier, man. We really got to get these yards up. Philip Fagan, 116 carries for 683 yards and 14 touchdowns. He's averaging 5.8 yards a carry. Then you've got Ira Harris down here with 48 carries for 366 yards, 7 touchdowns, and he's averaging just about 8 yards a carry. These two were supposed to be off to a faster start than this. Usually through this part of the season, through the first 6 games, we're knocking on the door of 1,000 yards for one back on the ground. But, again, I think it might be our offensive line just not opening up those running lanes. And the defenses that we're playing are playing our run a lot tougher. Now, we do have a lot more weapons on offense as well with wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs that could come out the backfield. But our main focus and our main goal is to run the ball to open up the passing game, not the passing game opening up the run game. Anthony Bryant, 16 carries, 54 yards, 5 touchdowns. Mike Warren, the freshman, 7 carries, 39 yards. And you got Gabe here with 20 carries for 27 yards and a score. Tony Mitchell showed off his run ability in some spare time. He had a carry for 19 yards. You have Marquise Powers got some playing time, 3 for 13. And Leon Hester, the D tackle. I don't remember him carry the ball, but he got 13 yards, though. Now, as I mentioned before, man, we're doing a great job of spreading the ball around. Trey Morgan, 35 grabs for 482 and 6 scores. Then you've got Ashton Ryan, the true freshman, 25 catches, 456 and 3 scores at the tight end position. Tariq has 23 grabs for 437 and 3 scores. Fred Foreman with 20 catches for 364 and 2 scores. Another true freshman getting a lot of playing time is Mike Warren, 12 catches, 119, and he got his first receiving touchdown last week versus TCU. And you got Philip Fagan out of backfield with 6 grabs for 50 yards. Ira 5 for 33. DT has 4 for 40 and a touchdown. Will Rogers 1 for 3, and then Adam Lawson 1 for 41, and James Alexander 1 for 16. Again, as you can see, doing a great job spreading the ball around. Trey Morgan is the number one option in the pass game, so he's going to get a lot of the touches. But to see Ashton Ryan with 25, Tariq with 23, Fred with 20, Mike Warren with 12, that's a great look for us, man. That's a great look for us. I feel like we've got a lot of speed in our receiving group this year too. So we're able to take the roof off, go more, throw the ball deep. Trey Morgan doing a great job underneath. with the short routes, coming across the middle, making catches. Just this group has gotten a lot better over the past couple of seasons, and I think we've done a great job recruiting some of the top-notch wide receivers in the country. The offensive line is doing a great job, only giving up 4 sacks this season. Drew White's giving up 2, Dodd with 1, and Robinson with 1. A lot of pancakes, doing a great job, getting good blocks, solid blocks. I do think we've got to get stronger in the run game. Hawkins has 10, Smith has 8, White has 8. Tight end Adam Lawson has 3, McMillan has 2, and so does Dodd. But I like the offensive line. They're young still. They're still growing together. They're trying to figure things out. They're keeping Gabe Perez protected. Only 4 sacks through 6 games, which is awesome. But again, like I said, the run game is going to be vital if we plan on making it back-to-back national championships. To the defensive side of the ball we go. Brian Jones leading the team in tackles with 54, 17 TFLs, and 4 sacks. For a stretch of games, it felt like Brian Jones was getting double-digit tackles every week. I think he had 15 one game, he had 13 another game. But for some reason last week, he had a very quiet game against TCU. Hopefully he can bounce back and get things going against A-State. Bill Jennings, second on the team, 28 tackles. Nick Ginn has 25. Dylan Groves doing a great job at defensive end. He's got 20 tackles, 10 TFLs on the season. Casey Buchanan has 20. Brian Charles has 19. He's doing a great job as well. David Sims with 18. Dustin Carey has 17 tackles. Matt Scott with 15. Corey Bentley has 13 tackles. Bo McGee with 12. Then you've got Caleb Walker with 10. Let's take a look at the sack department. Brian Charles leading this team with 5 sacks. And you got Caleb Walker, Dylan Gross, and Brian Jones each with 4. Garrett Anderson at D-tackle, he's having a very solid year for us. He's got 2 sacks. Corey Bentley has 2 sacks as well. And you've got Williams, Hester, and McGee each with 1 sack. Turnover department, Matt Scott leads the team, 3 interceptions. Then you got Bill Jennings with 2. Nick Ginn, Jermaine Coco, and Brian Jones each with 1. Last week I felt like we did a poor job at covering the wide receivers from TCU. Matt Scott got burnt on one play, then we turned around on a 3rd and very long. Bill Jennings gives up 57 yards. I don't want this team to get complacent. If we have a big lead, we still have to play tough defense. We can't just be giving up big gains like that and allowing teams to get momentum, and that's not a good look. It's not a good look. We're a better defense than that. We play great defense. We can get stops, but we have to stay focused throughout the entire game. It just can't be we've got a double-digit lead, we're okay. No, you keep your foot on the pedal and you keep things going. Caleb Walker's doing a great job this year forcing fumbles. He's got 3 forced fumbles on the year. Brian Jones has 2. Gross, Sims, McGee, and Charles each have 1. We've got all those forced fumbles, and Nick Ginn is the only one to recover 1. And I think we have 1 defensive touchdown this year, and that's from Nick Ginn. The return game, we've been kind of quiet. Marquise Powers has 21 kickoff returns for 609 yards. I'm debating if I put Tariq back at kickoff return. I think Powers is doing a great job, but he just doesn't have the explosiveness that Tariq has. And then on the punt return, 16 returns for 261. Again, we need to get more explosive in the return game. That way we can have a better field advantage. I really think, this week, especially against A-State, we should be able to get 1 on kickoff return and punt return. So here we go, boys. Time to take a look at the polls. Number 1 team in the country, shocker, our Arkansas A&M Black Bears, 6-0 on the season. You've got Michigan in at 2. Florida State is 3. Auburn is 4. Penn State jumps up a spot to 5. San Diego State jumps 4 spots to 6. Then you've got Notre Dame, Alabama, and Washington, 7, 8, and 9. Then South Alabama creeps into the top 10. They jump 5 spots. You've got Indiana in at 11. Texas falls 7 spots to 12 after losing to Oklahoma. Arizona's 13. Iowa State is 14, jumping up 7 spots. They're undefeated this year. You've got NC State at 15. Miami is in at 16. Ole Miss is 17. Vandy is 18. Georgia falls 8 spots to 19 after losing to Mississippi State. That's their second loss on the season. Oklahoma is 20. They just beat Texas. They're 3-2 on the year. Michigan State falls 9 spots after losing to Wisconsin. They're 21. Fresno State is 22. You got Florida in at 23. Mississippi State is 24. And Clemson rounds out your top 25. Taking a look at the Big 12 standings as of today, Iowa State having a great year, man. Undefeated. The number 1 team in the Big 12 right now, 6-0. Then you've got us at 6-0 as well, 3-0 in the conference. Oklahoma's third, 3-2, 1-0 in conference. There's Texas. They've got their one loss. That's to Oklahoma. The Razorbacks are 4-3. They're played all their games so far in conference. OK State is 3-1, 1-1 in conference. Kansas State is 2-4. A-State 2-3. They're 1-3 in conference. TCU is 9. K-State 10. They've got Baylor and Texas Tech rounds out your 12 teams in the Big 12. It's good to see other teams besides us, Oklahoma and Texas, having great seasons. Iowa State, 4-star prestige, 81 overall, but they're undefeated. Let's take a look. Did we play them this year? Yes, we do. We play them in November. It'd be great if they went undefeated and then we end up playing them and we get the big dub. That's a good look for us. But again, I'm happy to see other teams really stepping up and having a solid season. Strope is having a great year, and he leads the team in rushing. Wow. So it's time to take a look at the race for the Heisman, and I'm shocked by this, man. Philip Fagan is the number 1 player on the board right now. He's having a solid year. Again, I think we should have a lot more rushing yards than we have right now, but I think it's because he has double-digit touchdowns? He's got, 14 touchdowns already through 6 games. So I think that I think you have to put Gabe Perez on this list as well. He's having one of those kind of years, but his is more through the air instead of on the ground. Lance Strope, though, is having a breakout year for Iowa State. We just saw his numbers. I think he's going to be some trouble for us. You've got Arizona's running back, Stephen Moore, is on the list. Then you have Notre Dame's quarterback, Aaron McCormick, and then Kyle Richards from Auburn, the running back. Here's something we really don't check too often, the players of the week in the Big 12, and I think we've got some Bears on here. We'll go all the way back to week 1. Gabe Perez and Matt Scott were the players of the week for week 1. Then you've got Bill Jennings. He was defensive player of the week in week 2. Week 3, Brian Jones. He had 11 tackles, 3 TFLs, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble in week 3. Then he gets it again in week 4 with his 12 tackles, 4 TFLs, a sack, and a forced fumble. Week 5, we didn't get it. I think that was our bye week. Week 6, Dylan Gross gets it on the defensive side of the ball. 3 tackles, 3 TFLs, 3 sacks, and a forced fumble. And then here's week 7. Kansas's Reggie Lewis gets defensive player of the week, and then Alex Fletcher on the offensive side of the ball. So, guys, my favorite part of the podcast is back this week. It's the plays of the week. We're going to kick things off with number 5. All right, 1st and 10. We stay with the trips to the left. It's a good look for us right now. There you go. Come on, Freddie. Come on, Freddie. Good move. Good move. Let's go, man. 1st to go. Nice running by Fred Foreman. I like it, baby. Here's number 4. 5 wide. Got you, Mike. Got you, Mike. Let's go, man. Touchdown, Bears. Mike Warren in the end zone. His first touchdown as a Black Bear. What a catch. Number 3. All right, 2nd and 6. 5 wide. We spread them out. Here comes a blitz. Up top. Up top, we got you. We got you. Foreman in the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Fred Foreman's first touchdown of the season was a dot from Gabe Perez. Come on, man. What a throw. What a throw. You talk about putting the ball where you want it to go. Sheesh. Here's number 2. Big 3rd down here. 3rd and 10. 4 wide. Screen. Brian Jones with the pick. Brian Jones with the pick. Let's go, baby. Let's go. That's an All-American play right there. Yes, sir. And the best play is, all right, 1st and 10, Twins left. Game going back to the air. Rolls. Lobs it up deep. He's got Adam Lawson in the end zone. Touchdown Bears. 41 yards to the house. The big tight end with a great catch. Let's go, Adam. What a ball from Gabe. He saw Lawson had a step and just like flung it. Like, bro, what a catch. And got a foot in still. Now, we've had some big plays this year, man. And it's always fun to go back and check them out. Now, if you guys see something that you think is deemed to be play of the week, make sure you drop it down in the comments section. Leave the timestamp, and I'll make sure I'll pull that, and we can add it to the list. But now it's time to hit the recruiting trail, man. We've got two big names that are going to be on campus this week when we take on A-State. The number one wide receiver in this class from Arkansas, Albert Flowers, will be here. And then we have athlete Brad Wilson. We'll take a look at both of those players here in a few minutes. But let's check out the recruits that have committed already. Now, you guys got to meet Ryan Barnes, Ryan Alston, and Ryan Douglas at the beginning of the season, which is crazy. 3 Ryans are going to be on the squad now. And these guys can come in and make immediate impacts next season. But we also picked up Kevin Manson, the big outside linebacker from Bend, Arkansas, 6'2", 210, 4-star prospect. He is actually teammates with Albert Flowers. So we've got one commit, hoping that we can persuade the other one. Manson is an outside linebacker, but I see him more of an inside linebacker. His speed isn't great, but he's got great tackling, great hit power. He can get off of blocks. Honestly, if we put a little bit more weight on him, he might be a prototypical defensive end with the finesse move, the power move, and the block shed. We're excited to see him on campus, and I think he could be like a Swiss Army knife for us, either down on the line or at middle linebacker. We also picked up James Holmes, another outside linebacker from Iowa, 6'1", 222, another 3-star prospect, the number 21 outside linebacker in this class. And again, the speed just isn't there, man. These guys aren't the fastest, but they've got great traits, great tackling, great hit power, can get off of blocks, solid zone coverage. He is definitely going to be a candidate for the red shirt, considering we have David Sims coming back next season and Ben Bowen. We're adding more depth on the offensive line. Ron Campbell from Clarksburg, West Virginia, 6'4", 325. 4-star prospect, the number 11 tackle in this class. And honestly, guys, I think he's more of a right tackle prospect. Great run blocker, great strength as a true freshman. His pass blocking needs some help, so this is impact block. But I think putting him on the right side is going to be the best fit for our offense. And, guys, we are bringing in another QB. We want to make sure this quarterback room is set for the next few seasons. I was a little nervous with Gabe Perez not having a true backup. Mitchell's solid, but he's not, like, his arm strength isn't that good. So this year we went out and we got 2 QBs. This is Franklin Chance, a 5-star prospect, the number 1 QB in this class from Lexington, North Carolina. And this dude is going to be special. He has Mike Vick type speed, bro. 85 speed, 86 agility, 87 acceleration. He has pinpoint accuracy. His arm just isn't that strong. 83 power. I think this dude is going to be a dynamic player for us in the future. My concern is if he gets hit, he is going to cough the ball up. 44 carrying, that is not good. He's going to have to slide down every time he runs the ball. He's got great juke. He's elusive. He can break tackles. He's got solid trucking to be only 6 foot, 209 pounds. Now, you guys know the offense I like to run. I like to have tall quarterbacks, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". So it's going to be a challenge with a 6 foot even quarterback, especially since we have our offensive linemen that are like 6'4" and 6'5" across the board. So to the top of the board we go. Like I said, Albert Flowers will be on campus this week. 5-star wide receiver, the number 1 wide receiver in this class, 6 foot, 189 from Benton. This kid has solid speed. He's got agility needs some work. Acceleration is there, but it's his catching, his route running, the release. Again, he reminds me a lot of Trey Morgan when we got him 4 seasons ago. I think Albert could come in and have the same impact that Trey had on our offense. Second on our board is Brad Wilson from Clearfield, Utah. He's the number 27 athlete in this class, 4-star prospect, and we've got the lead over LSU, Bama, Notre Dame, and Auburn. And this kid is a Swiss Army knife, 90 speed, 86 agility, 91 acceleration, great man coverage, great zone coverage, great press. He can catch, he can run routes. He's got solid carrying, great ball carrier vision. Again, he can play both sides of the ball. He reminds me a lot of Dustin Carey, but I'm not sure where we put him. I think we could put him at corner because he's 5'11", or we could put him in the slot at wide receiver. He could be a candidate for both, man. We'll just have to see where the holds are on our offense and defense going into next season and see where his best fit is. Keep trying to build up that defensive line, bringing in more pass rushers. This is C.J. Bailey from Pennsylvania. 6'1", 262, 4-star prospect, the number 8 defensive end in this class. We're trailing behind Penn State right now. I think he wants to stay close to home, but we're going to keep fighting for him because this kid is something special. 84 speed, 87 acceleration, great finesse move, can get off of blocks, major hit power, and a great tackler, great pursuit. I want to keep going after him. I think he could come in in his freshman year and definitely help out that defensive line. We're losing a couple guys on the defensive line this year, so he could get some playing time early. Here's another wide receiver on our board, Kyle Holloway from North Carolina, 5'11", 202 pounds, the number 17 wide receiver in this class, 4-star prospect, and he's got speed, 93 speed, 89 acceleration, great route running, the spec catches there, great release, 92 carrying, but the hands need some work, 73 catching. He's got solid catching traffic as well. Again, we're trying to build up that wide receiving group. Keep it going, man. We've got a lot of guys coming back next season. Some guys coming off a red shirt that'll be looking for playing time. We're going to have a nice wide receiving group for the next few seasons. Here's a strong safety to keep your eye on. This is DONNELL SWAN from Minnesota, 5'9", 176. The number 2 strong safety in this class, and right now we've got a lead over Florida and Minnesota. This dude reminds me a lot of Bob Sanders. 89 speed, not that great of agility, solid acceleration, but he can come down and make the tackle. I wish his hit power was just a little bit stronger. Great pursuit. The zone coverage is cool, but look at the press, y'all. At 5'9", he has 97 press. Again, he's a little bit shorter. He would have a tough time covering some tight ends, but I think if we put him down in the box, he could be a strong box safety for us, can make some plays in the backfield, kind of like a Nate Johnson type role will probably fit him best. To the defensive line we go. This is Trent Lester from Calumet City, Illinois. Chi-Town stand up, 6'6", 279. The number 32 defensive tackle in this class, a 3-star prospect. Right now we are trailing LSU for him, but we're ahead of Purdue, Texas A&M, and USC. And again, this guy is just a hole plugger, bro. Not the greatest speed in the world, solid strength, great acceleration for his size, solid block shedding traits across the board, great tackler as well. We do have 5 guys on the roster at D-tackle right now, and Lester just could come in and probably get the red shirt next season and have to wait his turn to get some playing time. We had to travel to go see this kid, man. This is B.J. Holland from Bethel, Alaska, 6 foot, 194, 4-star prospect, the number 21 athlete in this group. We found his tape on TikTok. That's how crazy things have gotten around here. 93 speed, agility needs some work, 84 acceleration, great zone coverage, solid man coverage. He can catch, solid route running. He's great on the returns. He can also play quarterback as well. For me, I think at 6 foot, 194, more of a free safety type guy. 61 tackling, still needs some work. But, again, Swiss Army knife. This kid can play both sides of the ball. And, Coach Thomas loves those guys who can play multiple positions. Talking about a guy that can play multiple positions, Brandon Bain from Cliffside, New Jersey. 6'2", 225, 4-star prospect. We just added him to the board, and you guys can see why. 91 speed, 91 agility, 87 acceleration. He's got safety traits, but can also play running back. He reminds me a lot of Will Mosby from last season. Again, great speed. He can run the ball. He can tackle. Or no, he can't tackle. He can cover, though. He's faster than what Will was. It's going to be interesting to see, man. We are stacked at running back next season. We've got, I think, 4 running backs coming back next season. So Bain might have to go to the defense side of the ball to start his career off. And then we might move him back to the offense side of the ball somewhere down the road. And one of the last players that we've added to our board is Jesse Henry from Florida. 6'2", 250, 3-star prospect, the number 67 defensive end in this class. And he's a very good pass rusher. 77 speed, 84 acceleration. He's not going to kill you with the finesse move, but his strength and power is where he is dominant at. 78 power move, 81 block shedding, great tackling, solid pursuit, solid play rec. Again, we like to have fast defensive ends. We like to have strong defensive ends that can bring that pressure. And I think Jesse Henry could be the next in line for us. So taking a look at the top classes so far, A&M has the number 1 class through the first 8 weeks of the season. We've got 1 5-star, 4 4-stars, and 2 3-stars, 7 prospects in all. Check out Purdue. They're number 2. They got 10 prospects already committed. Penn State has 5. You got Mississippi State with 7. Northwestern has 9. Hawaii has 10. Washington has 3. Nebraska with 4. Michigan with 4. And then Boston College rounds out your top 10. Notable teams you don't see up here: Clemson, Bama, Ohio State, Texas. Texas is at 11. Look at South Alabama doing a great job recruiting. Cal. There's Bama at 14. They've got 3 4-stars already committed. Let's see. Georgia is 19. Ohio State, 22. Bro, they have fallen bad. They are a 3-star prestige. Great offense. Their defense is awful, though. Let's see. Any other? Where's Clemson at? There they are. Clemson is 28th. They've fallen, too. They're a 4-star prestige, and they've got 5 commits. Wow. How the mighty have fallen. So it is rivalry week in the Den. We are taking on the Arkansas State Red Wolves. I just wanted to come through and take a look at their squad. Walter Battle is their QB, but I think Tony Moody gets some playing time as well. Both of them are mobile QBs. Battle could break some tackles, 79 break tackle. What's his throwing stats looking like? Not that strong of an arm, but very accurate. Okay, so we might have to set up a spy just to keep him inside the pocket. The ground game, Vickers is back for his senior year. He kind of ate against us last year. 91 speed, 86 break tackle. Solid fullbacks. Wide receiver group, not that great. Not that good. We should not have a tough time against this group. Parker's a 75 overall, 92 speed. Then you got Wallace, 73 overall with 82 speed. And Doty maybe? Duty? I don't know. 72 overall with 85 speed. So not the fastest group. But we can't play down to our level. We're going to have to dominate. You got Charles Flynn, the true freshman at tight end, 6', 271. Solid left tackle, decent left guard. Their center needs some work. Right guard is pretty good, Martin Nash. And then their right tackle is pretty solid. So pretty solid offensive line for A-State. Defensively, they look like they're hurt a little bit. Mike Kelly, the junior, 81 overall, but he's got injury. Then you've got James Coleman, 72 overall with 62 speed. Up the middle, 2 big defensive tackles, 5'11", 334. Good Lord, John Harris. And then you've got Eric Richardson, 5'11", 283 from Walnut Ridge, Arkansas. Boy, those are 2 mountains of men. Good Lord. Outside linebacker, Ryan Williams. Then you've got a middle linebacker with decent speed, Jarrett Stewart, 86 speed, 96 acceleration. Another outside linebacker, Roger Ford, but he's got the injury next to him as well. 77 overall with 86 speed, 99 acceleration. At corner, Brian Rhodes is their best corner, 90 overall, 95 speed, but again, injury next to him. We'll take a look at all these injuries here in a few minutes. Then you've got Marvin Cruz, the true junior, 76 overall with 94 speed. Nate Brown, 67 overall, 87 speed. So if Rhodes is out, that means we're going to see Brown and Martin at corner. So those are 2 freshmen. So that means the pass game should have a big day. At free safety, Brian Jenkins, 78 overall with 81 speed. We might be able to take advantage of that with Tariq. If we see 21 lined up against Tariq, we just might have to take the top off. And then Marcus Brink at strong safety, 76 overall with 82 speed. Sheesh. So you've got 2 guys out for the season. Roger Ford loses his senior year to a broken or an upper arm fracture. And then you've got Mike Kelly loses his junior year to a broken collarbone. We might see Brian Rhodes back this week. He has a strained Achilles. I'm going to be honest with you. With a strained Achilles going up against our wide receivers, don't know if he really wants to play this week. But again, we want A-State to be at their best when we take them on, man. We want to be able to handle and beat down our rivals while they're at full strength. So here's a look at the remaining schedule. Like I said, we've got A-State this week. We get a bye, and then we hit the road for 2 straight games that are probably going to be the toughest games of our season, man. We've got LSU down in the Bayou, and then we head down to Austin to take on the Longhorns. And then there's that matchup with Iowa State. They're undefeated still. Hopefully they stay undefeated. And then we wrap up the season against Kansas State and Kansas. Now, we did beat Notre Dame and Washington earlier this year, but again, playing an SEC school like LSU at LSU is going to be tough. And then taking on a Texas squad that we've beaten the past couple years, but they have a very good run game. And this year, we're playing the run pretty well, even though we've given up, the past couple games, we've given up a lot of yards. Just playing down in Austin against this squad is going to be pretty tough. But it's time to get focused, boys. We are at home for Rivalry Week, taking on the 2-3 Red Wolves. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're brand new. Don't forget to ring that bell, join the Noti Squad, and make sure you guys hit those links down in my description. Follow your boy on Facebook, Twitter, and IG, and come through and join the Discord fam for exclusive content. And we'll talk from the den when we take on A-State. Have a great day, guys. 2 fingers in the air. Peace. Big thank you to all the members of the channel and the Patreons. If you would like to become a member or a Patreon, hit the links down below in my description.